Welcome to the program. My name is Anthony and this is the Urbana Leader. Today we have two guests. Our first one will be Mike Carroll, who is running for Congress in the 4th District of Ohio. And later on in the program we're going to have Ron Tompkins, who is running for judge. First up though, we have Mike Carroll, and we're going to first find out a few things about you. I already know you're from Mansfield.
Yes.
All right. I already know that you're a steel worker.
Yes, I work at AK Steel.
Okay.
Been there almost 25 years.
You're, let me see if how well I've done in my biography. You're a gun owner.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Do you hunt?
Yes, I do.
Great. What do you hunt?
I haven't in several years. I hunt rabbits, squirrels.
Okay. No deer hunting?
I haven't went deer hunting. I do a lot of trap
that's
shooting.
just too bad. I'm an avid deer hunter.
Okay.
Well, okay, we've got those on. Now, what makes a steel worker in Mansfield run for Congress?
Well, I was looking at my opponent's record, and I realized that working families aren't being very well represented, and so I was searching out who was going to run this year, and a Democrat hasn't won a seat from the 4th District since 1936.
Really?
Yes, and I just thought it was time that working families are represented.
Okay. And what was it about was there something was there one thing that just made the light go off? Was there something in your opponent's record that made the light go off for you, or was it an overall thing?
It was an overall thing. There's a little quote on his website. It says that over time he has developed a filter question, and that question is, will this decision benefit families? If it does, I will stand up and fight for it, no matter who is against me.
That's an admirable thing to say.
Yes, it is. And if he would adhere to that, I probably would vote for him.
Okay. Now, let's talk about a couple of specific issues.
Sure.
that I wanted to talk about. First was the Farm Bill. My understanding of the 4th District is that it's largely rural.
Yes, it is.
So we have a lot of farmers.
Yes, we do.
Just how important is a Farm Bill to a farmer?
I think it's very important. I know it's very important. It's not only important to Champaign County, to this district, to the whole state, actually. It provides a lot of jobs. It's a big economic stimulus to the whole area.
Now, did the Farm Bill pass Congress?
Yes, it passed, but my opponent voted against it.
No. Okay. And he's from Urbana.
Yes, he is.
Where we should live. And is he a farmer?
I don't believe he is.
I don't think he is either. I'm not sure what it is either. I haven't really looked into his bio. I know he's from Urbana and Champaign County, and he was a wrestler.
I know he has a degree in economics, and he went to law school, and he was a state rep and a state senator.
Right. And okay, so what? I know that Sherrod Brown had offered some amendments, some changes to the typical Farm Bill. Did those amendments make it into this into the Farm Bill? I know that there was they wanted to make changes on like commodities, how the insurance worked, how the subsidies worked, basically. And did those things make it into that bill?
Well, the Farm Bill, I know it strengthened conservation and farmland protection programs. It provides for support for local foods, farmer markets, and healthy diets.
Okay.
It provides for funding for renewable energy to advance environmentally responsible energy production.
Now, I don't know if you know this or not, but that the whole school program, food programs, food stamps, that's all part of the agricultural bill,
Yeah,
which is the Farm Bill, right?
It increases food assistance for families struggling with rising food costs. Yes,
right, which was actually a Bob Dole thing. I don't know if you knew that or not.
No,
but
I didn't.
Bob Dole started that. Yeah, he started the breakfast programs for children who are underprivileged and poor children, so that they could get that meal at the beginning of the day. That's also part of the Farm Bill.
Anthony, I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on the Farm Bill. I come from a manufacturing background, but when I'm elected, I will form a committee of farmers who will guide me in forming my
So not lobbyists, but actual farmers.
No. The experts are the farmers. The experts aren't in Washington.
Right.
The experts are the farmers here in the district, here in the state. That's who we need to take their input and act accordingly. We need to represent those folks who aren't being represented right now.
All right. And so if the farm bill should come before you, you would vote?
Well, I would vote for it.
All right.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm sure farmers are pleased to hear that. All right. Now, my second one is on drilling for oil. We have a huge energy crisis in this country, whether you want to admit it or not. Some of the numbers that are flying around are $700 billion is leaving the country for oil, right? And when you think about all the things you could do with $700 billion, it puts a priority on that kind of thing. Now, the Republican, the GOP Congress, members of Congress want to drill in ANWR. They want to drill everywhere they can. They want to drill offshore. I personally don't have a problem with them drilling. I really don't. I think that from my own personal perspective, I would really want to see them try and move away from drilling for the long haul. And I've noticed that on several occasions, the president's budget did not add any money to alternative energy. In fact, on some of the, like on clean coal and the coal CO2, I'm going to screw this word up, but sequestration, where they pump it down in the ground. Okay. That was actually cut back, and now it's been brought back out, and it's being touted again. In the 80s, when Jerry Brown ran for president, part of his campaign was that he was going to create 800,000 new jobs in energy savings, whether it be weather stripping and all the way up to the most high-tech things. Here's my question, all right? Do we drill in ANWR? Do we need to drill in ANWR right now?
I don't believe we need to drill in the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge. I believe we definitely need to explore for energy here in the United States. And it's not only an economic necessity, what with us paying $4 per gallon of gas, but it's also a matter of national security. We cannot allow ourselves to be totally dependent on foreign oil. When I'm elected, I will call on a Manhattan Project type program to bring together the brightest minds in the country to truly solve our energy crisis. You know, right now we're spending what, $12 billion a month in Iraq?
Yeah, that's some of the numbers I've heard. Yeah.
And the Iraq government is showing a surplus. They're reaping billions and billions of dollars in oil profits, and we're still paying $12 billion, $10 to $12 billion a month to be there. If we would invest just a fraction of that in this Manhattan Project type program, we would solve our energy crisis. You know, we landed that land rover on Mars. We have the technology. But I'm not a politician. I'm just an average American worker.
Right.
And to me, it seems that there's too much oil and energy money going into our elected officials' pockets. Doesn't that seem like a conflict of interest? Do they really want to solve our energy crisis?
Well, I certainly don't want them writing the bills, no. But we live in a democracy, and everybody has the ability to redress the government for whatever it is. So I don't have any problem with them oil people coming in to see their congressmen and petition them, but I don't think that it should be writing bills.
Getting back to this ANWR, there is the Alaska National Petroleum Reserve is right next to ANWR. It's 443,000 acres, I believe, but it's leased for drilling. It's right beside the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge. Sometimes I think that they use this as a political tool, especially in election years, because here's what the average person that doesn't scratch below the surface hears. They hear Republicans want to drill, Democrats won't let them.